número de cabeza, Vámonos, vámonos. Vámonos, vámonos, jefe. Ah, carende. Oh, shit. Stop. This it was crazy as fuck, dude. Calm down, F.A. Relax. It's so high. How you jump up here? Come on. On the other side. It's right there in front of me. Everybody knows I'm coming, so I don't know who y'all are, but I appreciate you. No. No. You ever see a cat want to play with your ammo and stuff all the time? You want too much, bro. Gas knives. I'm here for my people, not for you. There's some weak ass giants. So what's happening? I'm gonna let the music play for a little bit. I'm not worried about commercials. Get off my socks. It's either this or my socks, y'all. What is it? And these are like these socks are like a year old, right? Yeah, and when they first came out. And he takes some and he runs all over the place when I'm jumping and just having a grand old time. Yeah, I took my. I'm gonna go ahead and let the music play. Sit right still. And I haven't reached 1,000 or 1,500, so I'm not ready. I have people want to sponsor me, but I'm waiting till that. And then when I get 2,500, 3,000, better get it. Y'all better get them to sign on soon, or I might not be around. Just saying. Hey, it ain't my loss if I know it. It's your loss if you don't know it. What was the name of that lady over there? And let me say this. And I'm gonna shut up for about 5 minutes. Was it Atlanta? Or was it Virginia? The lady, the governor, she was murdered because she was speaking against Child Protective Services about it being satanic, the government being satanic. You know when they was really working on draining the swamp? Get your hands off of that. Really working on it? Not the frauds you see right now, whether it be Trump or Biden. I'm not the PC stuff. I'm just saying what needs to be said. Okay? Anyway, Natchez, whatever her name is, and she's not the only one, you know. And then you look at this, China. What are they doing in Canada with 5 police stations, like in New York, in South America, all over the place, in Brazil, Africa, two big portal places, Ghana and I forget the other was Nigeria. But they're about to make, but see, they're helping them because they got, remember, Africa got more than most people. They say 1.3 billion, but it's more than that because we make up a quarter of that population over there. But you know, I'm not here to toot no horns. And I'm not against China, I'm against the governments and the way the people have become lackadaisy and the parts they play in some of our people's demise. So I tell you, it's going to be the few that destroy the most. And they don't want to believe or listen to that. But even the tall ones, all of them know this story. They just don't know when. See, they think they have a way out. And I tell you that from above is steadfast, and knows everything. They can continue to do the wayward, dumb things they do. And that's why I believe in everything that I speak upon. When I first started talking about Tartarian and the Theosophical Society and all these different things, these idiots, all you Masons and all you ring bearers and all you sealers of your own fate, but you don't get it. Do you know what it's like to be cut from the source? You have no clue yet. But you'll find out, and it's worse than any fictional hell or whatever it can be created. Desecrating bodies don't mean nothing. These idiots have become so dumb because they're so empty. It is for the pure illusion of pain and suffering, but we'll get into that another time. I'm here to talk about this. And they tried yesterday. Oh, they damn sure did. You know, when you have eyes watching, you don't have to believe me, I don't care. Next time I'm just gonna let loose on their ass. They move wrong. I don't care what they're doing around the world. When I told them, when I expressed leave me alone, that's all I said. I'm not saying it again either. When I said my people, I meant my people. Don't let this little, and your little ideology get it all twisted. Don't do it. These big, beautiful feet. Oh, beautiful feet. Oh, I got beautiful feet. I'm getting fucked up. Let's turn this way. Oh, that's my bedside. My bedside. I like my bedside. I don't want to kill them. I want to maim them and make sure that they, you know what I mean? Yeah. It's my bedside. Oh yeah. Safety's on. See that right there? Now it's ready to fire. This is not my Colt 45 long. This is just a 22 hollow, like a Magnum. 22 Magnum. Hollow points. Under my ass. My ass. That's some music. pants is falling off my booty. Oh shit. Oh shit. Hold on. Turn it up. Yeah. Turn it up. No. I don't know. You know how that nigga is? Yeah, his wife. I don't know. I think the nigga gay, man. Dead ass, bro. I think that nigga gay. No hate. I'm just saying, nigga, stop faking. Square business, man. Yeah. All right, for sure. Yeah. Yeah, on down. Let's put the dot at the bottom of my phone. All right, one. Yeah, she coming by later. All right, see you then. That's my boy. Deputy Sheriff, good friend of mine. Man, I forgot to give him something. None of your business what I give him, but damn it, James, you're getting so big, boy, but you're losing weight. Sometimes losing weight. Anyway, let's go ahead and get some reading in. Whew. It looks like it's going to rain at the same time and be clear. So you know the weather's really crazy, right? So, and she is working hard, man. Bless her heart. So let's go ahead and get this reading in. I'm sitting up in the bed. I'm resting. I'm actually was laying over. If you don't leave that rifle alone, it saved y'all. You're gonna shot me in the head. Alexander's a nutcase, y'all. So let's go ahead and move this a little closer. We're gonna go ahead and read from the bed today, y'all. Relax. Stop. He sees the thing moving. He's going crazy, jumping around the shotgun and relax. Yeah, I go to the range, so I lock up when I need to lock up. When I'm out, if I feel like I want to go out, it's right there for me to grab and get going and boom, 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 come back, break everything down on a big towel and an old towel and clean everything up when I feel like it. Usually, I won't clean up my ARs or my pistol, you know, my short barrel. It doesn't matter. I won't clean those up until like after 5 or 1,000 rounds. I just won't. I'll spray. I have shooting lube, but I also have this other stuff that I spray, and I can keep shooting. I carry it with me just in case. You know, sometimes people get a jam and they be like, you know, slapping rack. You know what I'm saying? Which is one of our ways of making sure if we have like a misfire, hard, what you call it, or you know what I'm talking about, like, you know what I'm saying when we slap. Rack, go back to firing, you know, bat, boom, 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 bat, boom, you know, boom, 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 boom. So a lot of us, we practice that, you know what I mean? It's fun too. So anyway, let me get into reading here. Chapter 13, El Arca, the prosperous capital. I hope is that too loud and my voice is it coming over all right? I love this is background music. I just love it. I could sit here all day and listen to hours, and I've got one that's 12 hours. I've got another one that's over 17. This one right here is about 4 hours long. I feel like, are you stressed? And no. So, you know. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into this reading, all right? I mean, how's it sound? Like I can see your comment. Yeah. It's raining in Philadelphia. All right, it's raining everywhere, honey, and it's clear. But can y'all hear me as far in the background music? Is it all right? I mean, it's not over. Is it okay? So, Mike, let's give me a thumbs up or 1 before I start. Is it taking long for the signal to come through? She out here, Janet Jackson. I'm asking, can you hear me as far as the music? And the book, I mean, is it all right? Is it comparable? It's not like I'm sitting in front. Oh, awesome. Okay, so let's get right into it. All right. All right. This is El Arca, the prosperous capital. After spending that strange night of fire mixed with many theories that we were trying to deduce from Shiki's book, it was a very strange sensation that went from extreme to extreme. That's deep, from extreme to, let's say from worst to worst, but this is good. Um, to think that we were a point far away from everything, and we had come to understand from one minute to another that we were the source, that conscious energy of the celestial lands that lived in each one of us, and also united us to the ancestral humans and to all those who had lost their lives and each reset, manipulated, and hidden. We begin, and that's why I keep saying Satanism. That is an underskirt for the wayward, the docile, the dead walking amongst us, and those who have held themselves in contempt of the foolish ideologies and dichotomies of a narrative that has no reality other than when I say Hawa and Jannah, light and darkness, and it doesn't mean what you think. Anyway, the first rain since we arrived in these lands began to fall very slowly, just when I was beginning to think that in these latitudes there was no such phenomenon. The lights of the city were coming on in the distance. This immense city of El Arca was an invitation to imagination and confidence that such a perfect and peaceful life could be possible also in the dark environment between the ice walls. Without the control of the custodians or any intruder race among us, we also began, or that's talking about, excuse me, let me read that in its proper, I took a breath there, but anyway, El Arca was an invitation to imagination and confidence that such a perfect and peaceful life, that's hope, life could be possible also in the dark environment between the ice walls without the control of the custodians or any intruder race among us. We also, in that place, we also began to understand that simplicity was what made everything else great. Stepping on the grass with bare feet, the birds perching in the most modern harbor, the very rain that gave it a tinge of melancholy, gray from the sadness of thinking that not all humanity was going to be able to witness what our eyes were seeing right now. We can make that here, but y'all are scared to spill some blood. Matter of fact, some of y'all can't let go of crayon colors, ideologies, narratives, and self-hate, because when you hate everything outside, it doesn't matter which one's who and who's what walking around. When you breathe and you become enlightened, it matters not because the numbers are greater. Even though we had lived through a furious attack and the most devastating, maybe I have to die for y'all to be triggered. Even though we had lived through a furious attack and the most devastating we had ever seen, this immense city gave us the assurance that all would be well. That this could never fall. Millions of ancestors were living their lives as close to what we once dreamed as children. What we dreamed of for future generations, a place of peace and love where there is no pain or suffering, where work does not mean exploitation, where there is no dirty politics or wars for territorial power, no discrimination or stereotypes, no social differences. Everything is shared and happiness is breathed. I've been saying that longer than this book, but y'all don't get it. I don't think a lot of you will. That's why I need 3,000 to reach 10%. Welcome to the Ancestral Republic was heard in the distance. Welcome to the Ancestral Republic. Oh, man. Was heard in the distance. In their own clear language, according to Butler's translation. What was Butler's plan now, we wondered. The captain commented that we would get lost and investigate by immersing ourselves a little inside the city. Remember that nothing could be bought with gold or used money since they used another form of exchange there, he explained. The plan was not clear, but we would. Immediately meet with Fael and other leaders from different important places in the Republic. And the boys got lost in the city, and I was left alone, pensive amidst a torrential rain that fell on my face. Although of calm appearance, dejected inside, I kept sinking in my deep thoughts of a human future that could not be. That was then. How to overcome this shared misfortune? I asked myself again and again. If all our women would stop bickering and acting retarded and start chanting and walking together, the planes wouldn't even leave the ground. Y'all have no clue. I still had so much to discover in that great book of Shiki. Would I find any halo of calm in it? So what is that? What does the halo allude to? Nothing to do with this, people. Halo of calm, but everything to do with this. Okay. Light, hava, halo. This information received had fallen worse on me than on the rest. I now felt guilty somehow that I could not do anything to free the millions that were behind, and that in addition we had been persecuted and attacked, just be quiet, in these distant lands. What heart resisted before such an onslaught? What heart could not suffer for the now distant brothers that still remain within this vile environment? If you don't save it for later, how can you listen and absorb? For those of you who like to comment and talk a lot, reading one another's well, but everybody just listen. That's what I require right now. Many hours had passed, and I was walking through the streets of this colorful city. Some few people were crossing my path. I felt their understandable strange look. My way of dressing was not suitable for this modernity. I felt like a caveman, even worse, if I tried to talk to them, so I continued my way only observing. Would they understand that we were brothers and shared the same suffering? And a myriad of questions crossed my mind at every step, and the few people I looked deeply in the eyes. One man even tried to talk to me, but I only managed to wave my hands, explaining that I did not understand what he was telling me. I only said Fael, as if to answer a name known to all in this man's as if to answer a name known to all, and this man pointed to a large building a few blocks away. There were not even puddles of water that accumulated. The whole system was perfectly functioning so that it did not generate any flooding. Modernity hit my face in so many times that it was difficult to interpret. I dare not even mention the drawings that came out of the walls that projected humans interpreting the most beautiful melodies that sweeten the ears of passerby. Now do you get why we're so musically inclined and dance? And I returned to the port somewhat crestfallen. I had everything a person needed in front of my eyes. I was before absolute happiness, but the pain of not being able to share it generated an immense sadness in me. I also kept seeing the faces of the people who fell in, reborn. Why it's important sometimes to breathe, that means to calm self, stop projecting, and relax. That's why I pointed out halo. And I know y'all just want to, for once in your meager lives, just listen. You have no answers, trust me. Butler was returning driving a modern vehicle, and when he saw me, he stopped it and invited me to get in. His face transmitted some joy, then he commented to me, William, we have not been able to get the Anakim to tell us directly. It is understandable that they do not want to risk their entire race again, but I know that they will help us in the long run. We have won this battle, and we do not believe that the custodians will attack these lands again for a long time. We gave them a lesson that our technology is still more alive than ever, and they tested us, and I assure you that they came back with fear. We are bigger than any weapon out there, y'all, but y'all don't get it. They know how to keep us weak. Well, as far as what they know, and they're entitled to believe and know, in their greatness of zero productivity but warlike. And you see that with their off-kin here. Then he continued explaining to me, and don't worry about names and who. Don't even bother yourself. If it's eternal, you'll know, and you haven't done to speak about it. Then he continued explaining to me with some questions that I could ask on our way to the port of El Arca. Apparently, the Guardians were not aware of the technology that had been developing the Ancestral Republic in the last 100 years. In conjunction with the Anakim race, they thought that this attack would make them directly tremble and possibly surrender immediately, as happened in ancient times as Asgard and other lands. That's right, includes Atlanta and all of them. This had to be taken advantage of in the following years if we were to have a chance to regain the known lands and free the brethren from the last reset. But all should be careful. Any move that is not planned in advance could cause another reset and the death of millions. This is pre-World War One. Are y'all aware of this? And then World War. This is like all the wars culminated to that point. Are you getting this? Chapter 14, the artificial walls. This is very short. We met in the boat that we used in these last trips between Thoth and El Arca, and Butler told the group almost the same thing that we had been talking about in the return vehicle. But he put more force to his words, and his joy overflowed in every part of his face. He had even got something to toast, and the whole group was at its most joyful since we arrived. Unfortunately, this joy was not penetrating my mind, and much less in my heart. I think we all would be pretty conflicted, wouldn't you say that? I was still distantly trying to understand what would be the right move to change everything. I kept wondering if this was really possible, and if so, how many years of there within the walls would pass while I was totally involved in freeing my brothers in there. Butler tried to cheer me up. It was time to change history, and this didn't happen every day. So I hid my temporary disenchantment, and joined in the toast. Damn right. There was no need to even ask about a possible return to our homelands. This was ruled out by absolute. Somehow in the toast, I closed my eyes with prayers towards the loved ones I feared I would not be able to see again. Can a prosperous place like this be enjoyed if not shared with loved ones? Butler knew inwardly. He went ahead to tell us that we would soon be visiting the known lands again, and that we could help much more on this side than by entering there and becoming an easy custodial prey. They would never forgive such a betrayal of escaping from their nets, and on top of that, recovering a large part of history that was never told. And we, the whole group, did not care what they really thought either. But it was our duty to take care of ourselves and stay away for the time being and plan our next visits. Butler brought us a lot of information on how the Republic worked. He also gave us several books, among them many on the language spoken there, as in Renaker. And elsewhere, English was spoken to perfection. There were several books with translations of the arcane language to English and vice versa. As the captain said, it was time to start studying. Several years had passed. Among so many things I learned during my stay was that time passed slower in these lands compared to the known lands. It was undoubtedly that I had more trouble understanding. There was a whole library on time, perception, and sense of the passage of time. Now do you get why I still practice 364 days, even though they practice 365, right? I practice 5 seasons, and why? And of course, 13 months. It seems like it's shorter, right? But if we were traversing the lands instead of being stuck in one spot, which is unnatural to us, time would be, y'all don't get it. Y'all just don't get it. As an experienced person with a background in major battles in the United States Naval Force, I eventually gained Fael's trust. And by unanimous decision, I became the Naval Commander-in-Chief of the Ancestral Republic. From there, I was able to study more about the defense of the Republic, its technology, and its development, along with the vision for the future. We carried out projects of possible attacks on the known lands without affecting civilian life, but the missions were almost always discarded due to the difficulty I had in finding the real bases of the custodians. Since they moved from one place to another using portals and also almost never had long stays in the lands but returned to theirs, always leaving some leader guardian. It was really easy for them with the implementation of the ice walls. The human possibility of even reaching the first dome was almost impossible. Besides the condition that existed by the media and the academy, they had really created humans that would repeat to exhaustion. That was their books. That's what their books said. Listen, besides the conditioning that existed by the media and the academy, they had really created humans that would repeat to exhaustion what their books said, and would even guard the walls until death without knowing that they really existed behind them, only by order of their superiors. The creation of paper money was also key for everything to work according to his master plan. Now everything was given so that the humanity of the known lands would never know their true origin, nor the lands that were waiting for them behind those frozen curtains, waiting for us. Can you imagine? Oh, if y'all can see, can you imagine any possibility that the human with a little technology that existed could navigate between giant blocks of ice, find even a passage, and not even know if that passage would give him the possibility of crossing that dome? It's internal. It's within you. The possibilities were clearly reduced to 1 in a million, but he was thinking his mentality. But we had succeeded, and they were aware of it. So it would not be strange to think that they would use the human militia to guard their own brothers, most of them out of ignorance and others for royalties. The bases in the Antarctic Ring and exclusion zones would not take long to arrive, as Butler predicted some time ago. It was known that other security measures would be taken because of the past war and the defeat and reborn, which would bring consequences. And that's that. And then we'll get to chapter 15, which is the manipulation in the known lands, which is an excellent read. I just want to say this. Everything is within you. Now, there are people here, and I say it, I post it because I need to keep focus away from me sometimes, but this doesn't help that. Which I don't care. There are sadists. We're gonna use the words y'all understand. There are people with a prelude to see things, and they believe that they are actually the front because y'all are all here. They really believe in they're just in their vile way, and they don't get it. See, they have compromised themselves, and they don't really get it. Now, these custodians, right? They want to see the trigger effect. They want to see what comes from it, but they know the power that can be unleashed. So these idiots keep genetically modifying it. You keep taking your babies and getting this and getting this and getting this and listening to people you grew up with. Vote for so-and-so, vote for so. Stop it. It doesn't matter what you do here other than go up. That's it. They're going to make the right mistakes. That's all I can say. They're going to continue. I mean, y'all see what they put up, right? Jeffrey Dahmer and all that stuff. They're showing you people who are stuck in their systemic, whatever it is. I can't say no more than that. You know what I'm saying? What are you going to do? You know how they protect me? They keep me from bad women. I had 3 in my life. I'm not cursing them. I would never do that. And y'all, in the way we speak here, right? But to find a good woman for this kid, impossible. I brought some of the strongest seed into this world, and they are unknown because those women were so divisive. And I allowed it. Why? I had to. I had to allow it. I remember somebody said to me, I said, why don't you stop thinking? and why don't you just gather and understand it? Listen to me. Not everybody can comprehend, but I'm telling you, everything is within you. Everything. And stop with the crayon color stuff. I'm still seeing some of y'all post some of the most, and that's why I'm following a lot of people. I said, I can't deal with y'all. I can't deal with people because maybe they're a shell of themselves. Reality is, you'd be surprised at how many people are shells of themselves. Wait, seriously. I'm not saying they cannot be or that they can't change it, but they're shells of themselves. They've allowed themselves to enumerate something that has nothing to do with a, a victory, and yet they move like they're seeking some victory, and they're focused on the wrong things, and they don't have the right information. They're caught up in this tidal wave of an epiphany of fraudulent everything. And just because you have a little synapses or something, let me tell you something about being Aboriginal. It don't mean shit. Especially when you don't know what you've done, what you did, what your ancestors did over and over. And the problem is how to break free. The first war, the Great War, we beat them so bad, yet the damages were too enormous. And they learned that they had to set devices within the mist. And though they've been moving right around you, you don't see it. Because you're so stuck fighting yourself. That means fighting me and fighting others like you. And you don't see it because you keep looking out the window. How can you see way over there and you don't even know what's right in front of you? I don't care if you want to call yourself white and black. Look, white means purity. It has nothing to do with skin color. And my pale skin brothers, y'all didn't come from purity. I'm just saying what it is. It's not all of you. A lot of you, but not all of you. When I was telling people that, well, we've always had pale skins here. We born y'all in, but yes, that perversions happen. But it's a very decisive, destructive time. But for some reason, we always held on. Something would always trigger us. And the custodians know that, because if that wasn't the case, then they would have destroyed us all. Isn't that so? Think about it. For what purpose do they seek? Other than to get to the next realm? To be able to get to the upper place? It's like shooting an arrow into the heavens, attempting to defeat God. And we already broke that down, because I know some of y'all still hold on to that narrative. You refuse to let go of it. And that's what I'm talking about. Y'all keep looking out that window and absorbing all that BS instead of looking at yourself and breathing. You don't have to go hard against everything either. Sometimes you just let it go. A lot of y'all don't know how to do that because you really believe you're in control. That's mind manipulation. That is what you've been nurtured and what you've been gathered onto. Y'all, or none of you, not one of you, are in control of anything. I bet even when you sit on the toilet, you sit there wondering if you're going to go a little more. If you need to wipe again, trust me, you don't have a boudoir. I know what I'm speaking of. It doesn't matter how you feel. Feelings are the worst thing you can have at this moment in time. And you will not walk to remove those feelings. The doctors always ask me, how do you drive yourself here feeling like that? I'm like, I breathe and suck it up, man. I don't know. I can't explain something to them, because doctors are always looking out the window too, because they have to look at you. They don't get time to really reflect on themselves, other than the fact that they've accomplished something which is not really the best, unless they have moral subjugation. But you didn't hear that from me. I love you all, man. I just wish I would love to see people stop being so easily manipulated and so self-tormenting. Now, there's some children running around who don't have cell phones, laptops, born in small little blow-up tubs or in the lake. When things happen to certain individuals, they're going to snap on. And let me tell you, when you imagine a Boeing 747 screaming at 10,000 feet, and all of a sudden here's this little thing jumps up and grabs it out the sky. Y'all can't even perceive that, because Hollywood has changed the narrative and put it way out beyond the scope in a window instead of in self. See, these little children, some of them adult right now, it's not outside a window. But y'all choose to remain subordinate to an idiocracy, an ideology, an idiom of nonsense. You keep yourself stuck. Why can't you free yourself from anxiety? I said pain brought on my anxiety. I said physical, but mental pain is another part of it. And you don't really get it, do you? We always know everything about nothing. And then when somebody comes along and shares something, we want to divide and we want to slice it up. We want to sit there like the old weird doctors taking our people and those who are living and not shells and dissect them. Why? To undo the natural order of things, as I've been telling you for the longest time. But yet you don't want yourself to be part of natural order. You want to be outside of natural order as if it's something that preludes to something greater, and there's no grandstanding there because you are dead if you are out of order. And so they have you standing in front of a standing trustee, a fake judge, who works on case laws established long ago, not even by her people. And she judged based on an opinion, and sometimes not even on a case law, because she looks at you and she subjugates you because she's a dead thing to her whims, because you keep looking outside of a window and never at yourself. So how can I see you if I can't see me? How can I see out there if I don't see right here? And then they put an esquire in front of you to dance and jester. And what do? You don't even pay attention to the show to know what's going on. You're like your own Wolf Booth, shooting yourself in the head. Got to rise above the occasion. Stop dismissing everything. Don't mean you have to antiquate and believe in everything, but you need to first believe in self, and then that way you, without ostracizing, you can look at things with a more eternal eye. Right now, our people do not know how to breathe. Our children are broken, subjugated to turmoil and torment, destruction, and then you see it, and then you want to comment. Play silly games, win silly prizes. You know, those are goofballs. They're half a shell, half a man most of the time, if they're not bots. And it flicks you. Why does it flick you? Because it makes you respond. You have no control. I'm expressing to you right now today, regardless of the books that I'm reading, to gain self-reliance, make self-reliable, make self-respondent, not despondent. And then before you know it, you won't need one of these. You won't need none of this nonsense. This is a weak tool, but weapons are a necessity. Trust me, or they wouldn't be trying to or attempting to take them. When I told felons that they could have firearms again, they said, "You crazy." See, they're still looking out the window. Now, all these people are saying, "Oh, felons could have always had pistols." Now with the AFT and the NFA and all them boys, FBI and all them alphabet boys that work for these custodians, these gatekeepers of lives. I wasn't playing when I said, felons, if you serve your time, you ain't parole nothing. Boy, you can own a firearm, you can vote, you can scratch your buttholes in the window as long as there ain't no children outside, is all adults. I'm just stating a fact. And they want to take that because they realize, holy smack, only a small percentage of people in this country, I hate calling it America, Meru, own firearms. And then most of the people in the liberal country who vote liberal don't even understand why they're there, is because they're the ones that kept most melanated people from owning firearms, where you had 27 cities flooded, bombed, burnt down, and everybody's sitting there, I want to be a liberal. When we were the original Republicans before even democracy ever existed, all times. That's why this was the Republic of Tartaria. Why they had to do the most destruction and damage here. And brother against brother. We fought the war and they took the glory. Didn't I say James Stewart? Oh, Wonderful Life, the actor, the major in the army, 1945, made a comment in Hollywood when they wanted to bring the brother who played the cop on Sanford and Son. He wanted to bring him into the movie. He says in 1945, he says, why we got to let him into the movies? They got their movies. They run and control everything. So if we was controlling everything in 1945, at the end of the Reconstruction period, what happened from 1895, 1865? White was removed from us, which means purity and righteous people, and implemented by a slow takeover by what? But y'all don't want to study that history. You want to study what they've been giving you. When David Rockefeller and the CIA created the education system during the feminist movement of two CIA consorts of a Zionist and a Negress, the education system prospered because before that, everybody was going to school 4 to 6 years only to learn the trades to which they did. Farming, agriculture, masonry, blah, blah, carpentry. And that's what our people did. That's who we were. And Martin even said that with his traitorous ass self. But you lack the response to listen because you listen to all these religious idiots. Created by the same bastard of the OSS. Who was there for the Belfort Agreement. No longer on this land. Back in Britain. But you don't know that. Why? You're always looking out the window. And you don't see nothing. Because you don't know how to see you to reflect. Everybody wants to be a great teacher, but nobody wants to be great first and learn how to teach. I love you, mothers, ladies, gents, Hyperborea, right? I'm gonna give a shout out because you know I can't see none. I got to tap on the screen and slippy slide and slidey slip. And let's see who all's in the house. Janet Jackson, I said, hey, what's going on? Cheryl, all right. All right, I'm Natural Instinct. What's going on? I like that, Natural Instinct. Kevin King, salute everybody. Nahal, the recipient. Awesome. You gotta let people know what that means. Mr. Scissor. I love you guys, man. Love you too, Janet. Mag V Productions. What's going on? Mag Me. Man, I done share all your stuff. Everybody looking, I guess they come and subscribe because they don't know what they like. And they like, because I'm always talking about different things, man. So we're going to keep you running. Natural Instinct. No, thank y'all for your wisdom. It's your wisdom allows me to do what I do. All right? When I first came on, I didn't want to do it. And you know what's funny? It took 300 people. I work by numbers. That says, Reg, you need to teach. You need to teach the stuff. Stop telling us all in these fire pits and, walk in circles. And when you're working in the farm and, stop, go and tell everybody. I was like, no, because most people won't remember. So my great uncles who fought Tandy, and C was another one. They fought in the Civil War. Didn't talk about it much. But when they set the oldest of us down, like my uncle Gary Lee in Detroit, he's by 80. When he set us down, we were little jits in the 60s. He told us to always remember the walk with one another. And he said it's not words, it's a walk in ways. I didn't get it. I was young. And the women weren't too nurturing or comforting when it comes to that because it was the 60s. And the CIA and them know what they were doing. Because the people who are leading them. You think these mofos, they don't know what to do. There's somebody that's teaching them how to do this stuff. Elon Musk ain't the man that created electric and all that. What happened to Nikola Tesla? What happened to all them brothers they stole from? Einstein them stole from. Lewis Latimer and on and on and on. I can pull up hundreds and hundreds of names of our inventions, even the vehicle, the plane. And it's all stolen away, the patents. That was created to hijack our stuff. I'm not here to play the blame game. It's just the basic truth that's really out there. But you've been so marginalized. And yet, it's done to keep division. Why? Because they want to exalt the lower of us over us. And they don't want to be the lower over us or under us. But it was never about anybody being over or under us when we was doing the things we did. You think they could have took us over if we saw it that way? It would have never happened. We were all too righteous and too loving. by the name of the nomenclature of the words. And now I tell you, you need to be beast. Because they're going to lie anyway. You need to be the animals of old. And if they want to come in a costume melanated and foolish in their dichotomy, or gatekeepers for the enemy, got to see a little something, I don't have to say this because it's going to happen anyway. See, when it happens right now, they manage the story that you get in the media, so-called media. I hate that word media. They manage the words, so you get this narrative that makes you look, I feel, even more down. It's the manipulation of the streams or the ether, which is time. But you don't want to acclimate to that. You want to be progressive in your own institutional ideology that is not even yours. Make the best. Stop looking out the window and looking in the mirror. Make eye-to-eye contact with self, and to do that with other people, and mature and nurture each other. Walk with everyone. Now, I'm not talking about everybody. I said walk with everyone. That means in the circle. To not egress anymore, but to subjugate and subvert. To make oneself connect back to the electric, the source, to the order. And you will feel it in you. Regardless of what goes on with me, with them reaching and doing everything they do, manipulation, spraying handles, whatever, I keep putting my bare feet on this ground. You'll see me do it if I make it through the winter. You'll see that too. That's not admonishing or dismissing the fact that I'll be here or not. I am only speaking only for what I can say. I love you. I want you guys to get together. This stuff won't matter. This stuff won't mean nothing. Okay, well, this stuff won't mean nothing. None of it. None of this. Trust me. But it's going to be used heavily. That's what they know. You don't. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and sign off again, ladies and gents. Y'all know it's love, a form of endearment. All right? And y'all have a grand day. All right?